But I mean, another argument is the activity permits, which are paid for by users of the mountain, and I guess the presence or non-presence of park rangers. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, there's two separate issues there. The one is the activity permit itself, and the other is then the deployment of SANParks rangers and staff. I mean, I have a very good working relationship with the security staff of SANParks, specifically Table Mountain National Park. We have shared a lot of information, and we have an open relationship. I can phone and speak to them. I know and am cognizant of the fact that they have limited resources. It's a big area. There are lots of areas in the park that don't necessarily need active patrolling because they're very remote. It's the access points and the prime access points that most of Cape Townians use to get onto the mountain, and those are far fewer. So what we'd like to see is that the authorities, that the rangers concentrate on these access points, because you can then limit or have a certain measure of control about what happens on the mountain. So that is what we're working with SANParks. Again, with the City of Cape Town, the Director of Safety of the city is very actively involved at the moment. We have hiking groups that are also putting the spotlight on those areas of concern, are offering input and advice and their assistance. They are experts. They hike, they take guided trips, people onto the mountain. So they have inside information and they're willing to help. And then when we get to the activity permits, those are specific permits levied against certain activities. So you've got a person on his own is not required to pay anything to walk on the mountain. Somebody with a dog pays a level 1 permit. Then you get rock climbing, then you get paragliding, then you get horse riding and mountain biking, and you also get fishing. But the fishing permit's a separate issue. So as a cyclist, we get levied the most. We're paying the fee increased as of 1st November from 460 Rand to 510 Rand as an annual contribution, which gives us unlimited access to the cycling areas. So it's a very small geographic area that we get access to. Unfortunately, now with the fires in March, we lost to Kai, which essentially is almost 80% of the cycling area that is available to us. So we find it a bit unfortunate that the fees get increased because those trails are still not rebuilt. We're looking at opening only at the end of 2016. So we would then end up with another permit fee increase before that time, but we have less access. So that is one issue that cyclists have. We pay the most, but we have the least access. We're being actively fined. I understand that. Cyclists on illegal trails take the risk of getting fined. We don't condone it. We don't encourage it. We say ride where it's legal, and let's work through the process to increase our trail access. But the other second component of the activity permit is that it is meant, as SANParks put it, to mitigate against that activity. So if I as a cyclist damage a trail, my fees or a portion of that should go back into trail maintenance. That is unfortunately not happening. The funds that are collected go to the national coffers of SANParks. So we just say Pretoria gets the money, and from there budgets are then allocated to all the national parks in South Africa. Yeah. So in theory, my activity permit fees could be used anywhere else in the country but in Cape Town, which we would like to see changed, where we would like to see a portion of those fees stay in Cape Town, specifically in the park, to create a pool of funds that can be used to maintain the trails. Because at the moment, the private entities, private people, entities like Pedal Power, Amarada, and others are contributing money to the upkeep and maintenance of trails. And we feel that the funds, there should be an input, a financial or monetary input from SANParks as well. So this is a debate. Okay. It's a very contentious one. It's ongoing. We haven't found the solution yet.